February 29th, 2016. Mojang dropped one of their most successful and most controversial updates. We'll save the controversial part for another time, but what matters is, this is the day the end finally became more than just a brawl to the death with a dragon. The end. Minecraft's final dimension. But let's be honest, it doesn't really feel like an ending. You slay the Ender Dragon, loot a few end cities, maybe grab an elytra, and then it's nothing but chorus fruit and endless wastelands. And maybe that's fitting, because it really does feel like the end. An unfinished void, with a few lonely cities keeping you from logging out. It almost feels like a void that Mojang never finished. Meanwhile, look at what Mojang has done everywhere else. The Nether used to be nothing but a red wasteland. Then June 23rd, 2020 hit, and suddenly it's alive. Piglands, bastions, new biomes like the warped and crimson forest. They even followed it up again on June 17th, 2025 with the Happy Ghast update. The oceans? Before July 18th, 2018, they were just blue emptiness with the occasional monument here and there. Of course, it eventually received a very needed update, and is now filled to the brim with a variety of fish, shipwrecks, ruins, something once so empty now filled with life. Even the overworld has seen massive changes throughout its time, with the additions of the Mangrove, Cherry Grove, Pale Garden, Tricky Trails, and my personal favourite, Caves and Cliffs. Quite literally reshaping how Minecraft looks and feels. But at the end, nothing. For over 10 years. It almost feels as if Mojang has just straight up forgotten about the end. So let's break this down. What exactly makes the end feel so empty? First and foremost, the dragon fight itself. Arguably the most iconic fight in Minecraft survival. But after defeating the dragon once, there's almost no reason to come back. Unless, of course, you're dedicated enough to open all 20 end gates, which majority of the player base isn't. At most, you'll kill it twice just to complete the achievements. Besides that, respawning the dragon feels repetitive, and the loot is, well, underwhelming. Outside of a few levels of XP which can easily be obtained from various XP farms, it doesn't really reward you for what's supposed to be the final boss. And then there's exploration, or should I say, the lack of it. The end dimension is nothing but empty floating islands for as far as the eye can see. Sure, you might get lucky and stumble across an end city, but let's be honest, it feels less like exploration, and more like gambling your life with the void until you finally hit a jackpot. And once you've looted about 10 end cities, gathered a few elytras and shulker shells, you really don't have any other reason to explore the outer islands. You've basically seen it all. Which brings us to end cities. And yeah, shulkers and elytras were game changing. The shulker is easily one of the most underrated mobs in the game, not because of the mob itself, but because of what it drops. Shulker shells. Shulker boxes changed everything, finally giving players portable storage. Before that, inventories were always full, chests scattered everywhere, but with these, you could carry an entire base in your pockets, making mega bases and looting end cities actually manageable. And the elytra? It made travel limitless. Horses were fine, until you hit an ocean or a mountain. Then elytras were the obvious choice. But here's the problem. None of it has evolved. End cities still have the same loot, same design, same mobs. Once you've looted one, you've looted them all. And finally, the environment. What, expecting something else? Nope. That's it. Minus the dragon, of course. Outside of Endermen, shulkers, and the occasional chorus fruit, it's nothing but silence in the end. No new mobs, no new structures, no reason to stay. It's like a dimension that wants you gone the second you arrive. That's the core issue. Every other part of Minecraft has grown, evolved into something unique, and been given new reasons to explore. But at the end, it's been stuck in 2016. Mojang gave us a taste of what it could be, and then abandoned it. So what would it take to finally finish the end? Let's talk about it. So, what would an actual end update even look like? Well, Mojang doesn't even need to imagine it from scratch. The community's already done it. Mods like Better End have basically done Mojang's job for them, showing us what the end could be if Mojang took some time to improve it. Instead of an endless stretch of purple nothingness, Better End adds over 24 new biomes, 6 new mobs that actually make the islands feel alive, new blocks and items such as more tools, armor that's exclusive just to the end, and a bunch of other amazing features that make the end feel alive. Every biome feels unique, like it has a reason to exist, its own identity. It gives you something to come back for after the dragon is gone. And this is where the contrast with vanilla hurts the most, because while Better End fills its world with variety and purpose, Minecraft's end cities are still just giant towers at the end of the day, with the same format on floating islands, only worth looting once for an elytra. After that, it's dead and repetitive content, like beating a dead horse. Better End proves that the end doesn't just need to look better, it needs to matter. That's the real difference. And Mojang doesn't need to overcomplicate this. Just give the end the same treatment they've already given everywhere else. New biomes that actually feel different, loot that makes the trip worth it, mobs that make the islands feel alive. They proved they can do it with the Nether, the oceans, and even the caves. The end is the last piece still stuck in the past. It's time they finish it. The end was meant to be Minecraft's final challenge, the place you go when everything else is conquered. But right now, it's just unfinished business. Mods like Better End have already shown the potential of what it could be. Biomes with life, loot worth chasing, and reasons to keep exploring even after the battle's done. Mojang has brought every other part of Minecraft into the modern era. Now it's time for the end to finally get the same treatment. Because until then, the end isn't really an ending. It's just